Hey, this is Isho. So there's been some stuff happening online in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, last couple of months, and it's been related to AI generated pictures, deepfakes. It's about videos, it's about social manipulation, influence, propaganda, everything all at once. And I wanted to dedicate this video to educate people a little bit about it, but also show the obviously very fake videos that are circling around that are designed for clickbait and for viral memes and stuff like that that most people are completely unaware of that are actually AI generated. And you can tell from how people react to this in the comments and what they say. So a couple of days ago, the UK government wanted to essentially regulate the AI images that are circling online because they do not like that the pictures are used for a satire and for memes and stuff like that. So, what I mean is that they've been using AI to essentially put people's faces on inappropriate images for laughs and giggles, which, the internet does regularly. And they don't like this. But there's another trend that's happened because of this that I want to highlight in this video. Now, if we go to an obvious AI generated channel like Nothing Was Learned, this channel is essentially news and satire where they're trying to essentially point out from a political ideology how ridiculous a certain thing is. And you can clearly see that this is generated by AI, very professionally done, very funny, lots of humor. And when you come to this channel, you are like expected to see these kind of generated videos where they show different scenarios that are generated with prompts and whatnot. And it's very easy to tell, oh yeah, obviously this is AI because it would never happen in real life, blah 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 blah, etc. But people who come to these types of channels are aware of this. They are subscribed to these channels and they get what they want, right? Because this is entertainment. But when we go to Twitter, when we go to X, we find these sensational videos. And these sensational videos is very real life looking. They look like they could actually be real. But when you start looking at what they're actually doing here, it's all AI generated. And it's straight out of a Black Mirror episode. This is designed to be provoking you and kick in your empathy and sympathy. It's like, oh, this is so cute. The thing that's happening in this video is so cute that the cat has compassion for a panda and it raises it like its own. And here you can see it's taking its first steps and the cat is there. And this is completely real scenario. This is plausible. This is actually happening. And then the cat kicks in, oh, I'm going to protect the panda against the big scary dog. And people watching this who have no idea that this is AI are being misled purposefully, intentionally, or just for, virality and memes and clicks and whatnot. And it is super hard to spot how real this is or how fake it is for most people. And because of that, what happens is that lots of people watch these thinking, oh, this is such a cute thing. You have this man here, he's eating a loaf of bread. Poor guy. He cannot afford to eat the food from the cafeteria here. He's just eating a loaf of bread and water. Like, this is jail diet for most people, right? And this guy, he spots this guy feeding birds from his loaf of bread, and he has a change of heart. And he comes out and he's like, oh, I saw you sitting here. You're so poor and you're feeding the birds. And that means you're a kind person because you're feeding birds because no one else would feed birds if they didn't have food. And they have a tagline here: never regret being too kind. Your reward is with God. And the impression we get here is that, oh, this is actually happening. This is a real person eating a loaf of bread, and he's hugging this guy, and then he's, bowing to him. He goes in and he's like, oh, I'm going to eat this loaf of bread. I'm going to share it with these birds. This is all fake. This is not happening. This is not real. But then you read the comments and people, they say, oh, this is so great and I love this, and oh, kindness, oh, yeah, they get this sense of justice and everything, right? And the same thing with other videos like this one here, a guy trying to rob an ATM, but as he's driving away, he's getting crushed by it. And then people say, oh, FAFO, F around and find out, and instant karma, instant justice, and blah, 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 blah. And most people think, oh, this is real. Like, oh, this looks real. This is a street. There's parked cars. It's the middle of the night. There's traffic. There's people walking here. But this is all fake. It's created to manipulate your perception of reality. What happens is that a lot of people watch these. So, like, here's another example. There's a dog stuck in the sewer here as the water is shooting out, but the dog is getting sucked in for some reason. People are watching. It's on a street. It looks real, right? Oh, he's saving the dog. Oh, humanity restored. Oh, we are all such a great species because we're saving animals, blah, 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 blah. They like, comment, and share. This is fake. How can you tell it's fake? Well, number one, there's someone holding a camera recording this instead of simply just walking up and rescuing the dog themselves. So it's a convenient cameraman, right? It's like, oh, the cameraman was here in the moment to capture this, and therefore it must be so real, right? Same thing with another thing here. Here's a girl. So this is supposed to look like a CCTV camera feed. It's inside a store somewhere, probably in America. And this is a bad guy. He's kidnapping, and she's sending a signal here that this means, oh, I need help because this guy is a bad guy, right? But then as soon as you look at the fingers, you realize that this is AI, right? This is AI created, but the story is compelling. She goes over to her coworker, says, this girl is being kidnapped, and she's distracting him super fast. She puts an item in his pocket without him noticing, and then as he's about to leave, the metal detector, the thing detects it. Oh, there's a security guard. Oh, well, what are you doing? You're trying to steal things. He's patting him down immediately. He has no obvious credentials, no badge, no name, nothing. It's all made to look like, oh, humanity restored today. Oh, yeah, you need to come back into the store while we rescue this girl from this horrible abductor, right? But this is all fake. Reading the comment, great job, ladies, legendary move. Here's another video, otherwise gone in less than 60 seconds. Look at this, arrows indicating, oh, this is a kidnapper. Oh, she realizes he's a kidnapper, and she closes the door, she walks off. This is probably also fake. I mean, these things do happen. There are videos of it happening in real life in Asia and stuff like that. And then it's like, good thing the camera crew was there to zoom and pan. He's taking the piss out of it. And then people saying, I'm glad you'll be punished. That's a real hero. This video is fake. Someone spotted it. Wow, so believable. So it's like a mix of people trying to figure out, like, oh, was this a real thing or not? Here's another one. This one is also super obvious. A wolf having a pup out in the middle of nowhere, and it's missing its fur. It's a mutant, and the cameraman is capturing this at a distance here, and they're walking off, leaving this pup to die because it doesn't have fur. And this random dude picks up this pup, puts him in his jacket, but doesn't really take him to the vet, does a checkup, puts a little sweater on. Oh, that's so cute. Blah, 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 blah. Then this pup grows up and he changes his sweater. He's eating dog food. He's indoors. He's getting groomed. Oh, it's so nice. All this is fake. This is not happening. It's designed to trick you into believing like, oh, this story is real. And some people will go on about their day now and they'll say, oh, I watched this video on Twitter, on X, that I saw this pup that grew up without fur and now all of a sudden it's been taken care of and lives with humans at a house and blah, 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 blah. It's all fake, really. So like it comes down to this Black Mirror kind of perception that AI generated images are very lush, very beautiful, very nice, and then real photography, real pictures are different from these generated images. The problem with this image here is that this is a whole generated image. So both the left and the right side are actually an AI generated image. And you can see that this pie on the right here, the real photograph, everything, it looks real, but it's not. This doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. And so the problem with these AI generated videos is that they're currently being mixed up with real videos and overshadowing them, taking the virality away and the fame and the popularity. So if we use this image here as an example, we got a baseball trainee doing some baseball stuff, right? And someone calls him a bitch and he becomes confrontational. He walks up to the person and he's confrontational and it's going to lead to an altercation, right? But here's a clue. Here's a clue. Right here at 8 seconds, something happens to the video. Boom, right there. Right there, it goes like that, okay? That is like an indicator that maybe this video changed from, being a recorded video to essentially being, it's a generated clip of AI here, and then immediately after it changes to the next part of the clip, but the transition is very seamless. It's like you wouldn't be able to tell that, oh, this is AI generated. And then it continues, and probably it looks like the guy even changed skin color, even got some beard there on the second clip, right? And this altercation is made to look like, oh, he's getting his lesson here, but we can see on his glasses on his face, they are warping, shifting a little bit, right? I don't even think he barely hits him as well. And so people are like, oh, at least he learned the hard way. I have to say, being a travel ball parent, this is attitude. These altercations happens. He snatched his ass by his spine. Travel ball dads, I'm with the ump. I love it. Loser take. This will haunt him for the rest of his life. Live and learn. But it's an AI generated video, right? And you have all these people essentially commenting on this. And this can lead to altered perception of reality. We are given a perception of how we think it looks like this thing happening here, but it's all fake. And so what's the motive? What's the motive behind this video? Why would anyone want to share it? You could say for propaganda purposes, you want people to fight more. You want them to have more drama in their lives, altercations. You want this to happen more. Or are you trying to show people so that it doesn't happen more, right? It's all made up to make us think like, oh, this guy is actually pointing his finger like this. This is typical AI generation, like your fingers are messed up, right? But you have people who cannot tell this is fake. And they are sharing this, right? I'm going to do them a service to say this video is AI and fake. You can see the jump cut at 10 seconds plus the warping of the glasses on the dude getting punched, right? I'm doing them a service because they can't tell. But this is what we live in right now. This is Black Mirror on crack. What's going on with these things, right? We can do this video here, which is practically the same. So this is a protest in the UK, and this is a blind man essentially being pulled away by the police because he doesn't fully agree with the prime minister's way of running the country, the stormtroopers and whatnot. Can this be an AI generated video? It's very hard to tell. We have to look for clues in how things blend and warp. And there is this thing in AI where a person will, if we take a look at the guy on the right here who comes into view here with the glasses, he's essentially wanting to say something to the guy in the wheelchair, but he doesn't. He just leans in and does nothing. And I would say that's also a hallmark of AI, trying to say, oh, this guy is going to scream at his face for him he's a fascist in a wheelchair and he's blind and whatnot. But then we can look at the sign he's holding up there. He's got a paper sign in his hand here. And I think it's supposed to say, I oppose genocide, but it doesn't feel really real, right? And this is also an 8-second clip. And because it's 8 seconds, we kind of know that when you generate video with, say, Sora from OpenAI or the VEO3 or whatever, they have a hard cap of roughly 8 seconds. And then you notice that the clip is over in 8 seconds. There's nothing after, there's nothing before. It's just in the middle of the heat of the moment, a blind guy in a wheelchair with a walking cane is being dragged off by police officers, right? This one is most likely fake, right? And this will then shape people's perception of the country. And people will post these memes here. It's a blind guy, haha. How do you sleep at night? And when they're used to political policy, we become a police state, public enemy number one. But it's all AI, right? And so they're using AI clips to essentially fuel rage bait, and people are falling for it. Here's another video. This is from Argentina, and they are protesting a country in the Middle East that is doing genocide. And this protest looks legit. It looks real, but it's a 15-second clip. If we play the clip from beginning to end, can we notice something happening at 8 seconds? Is there something here that can give us an indicator? Oh, there was a blur on the camera there. Not really. So this could be real, right? This could be real in Chile and Argentina. Looks like a real protest. Looks like it's actually happening, right? But how can you tell from the previous clip we just watched with a blind man, right? Because they are using AI to alter perception. And one thing that's been happening because of this is that the government has also been saying we don't want people to create deepfakes and fake news or fake memes using this method. So I'm going to play this clip. This is a prime minister from a country in the Middle East, right? And this is him saying this, supposedly, right? So let's just listen to it, right?
We let in, mind you, immigrants from Africa, Ethiopian Jews, who come into this country. I think it's the first time that we have actually transported black Africans from Africa, not to enslave them, but in fact to liberate them. We let in...
Right. And so this is kind of funny that we have the prime minister saying, we didn't enslave these people, we liberated them, right? And it seems legit. It seems like he's making a statement. He's sitting there talking, right? And he's doing this. And this could be real. It could be him saying this. It could be him recording this on video. This could be real. But my spider sense is tingling, saying that his right ear is slightly further up than his left ear, even though he doesn't really lean his head much. And this flag on the left has this kind of computer graphics shade going on it. And then we start looking at the text here, looking at the text in the bookshelf. And the text is a little bit mangled, but I know it's Hebrew. So it's like, it's not really Latin text, right? But maybe over here it looks a little bit mangled, right? And so they're now using AI to create this deepfake and with his cloned voice saying, you know, we're not enslaving African people, we are liberating them. And this is like the danger of the AI slop that's been taking the world with storm, and that people need to be super aware. Essentially, am I being targeted with propaganda? Am I supposed to alter my perception of the world, how I see the world, how the world is? And another thing that happens because of these videos is that you have random people sharing these videos. And it's fun, right? It's a fun meme. It's a joke. It's a gag. It's a reel, right? And people watch this. It's like, oh, the cat just put a mice on the thing. And here the baby's playing with flour. And then the baby's hugging a pup. And here's a dog with its pup sleeping next to another baby. And then you have the baby and the cat is looking at the phone, yeah? Because they're on YouTube, and the mom shows up in the door, and then they pretend to sleep. The question we gotta ask ourselves here is, who is the cameraman? Right? Who is the cameraman that captures this? So it's staged, it's recorded, or it's AI generated. And you point this out, and you say, oh, this is fake. Please stop sharing these slop videos. And people say, fake or real, it's still cute. I make no claim either way, no harm in enjoying it, right? There is a harm in this because your perception is being altered with memes, essentially. So memes we've known for a long time have been created as a way, as a joke, to push an image, an idea. But now the AI-generated videos are being used to alter your perception. So half of the things you see on Twitter now, or half of the things you see on YouTube, may not be real. And it's super difficult, especially for old people and boomers, and also other people who live under the rock, to essentially spot these. Because they will watch it and they won't think immediately, oh, this is fake. This video here is fake. Like this must be real because it looks real. But no, this is not real at all. And so you gotta watch out. You gotta stay alert. You gotta pay attention to these things because it might change society positively and negatively. But mostly that you could be watching a protest on a video that is not taking place. We know in the past that media has been using skewed camera angles to make a protest look bigger than it actually is and smaller than it actually is, and vice versa. But now we're at the point where AI generated imagery and video can essentially do the same thing, but in reverse or vice versa. So you should be really careful about your consumption of pictures and video online these days, because what you're looking at in these videos may not be real. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a good weekend and stay alert. I'm working on the episode for the season kind of slowly. My VR headset has broken itself, and so I can't really record in the game anymore, but I'm going to be recording it on microphone and putting together a PowerPoint kind of video. So stay tuned and be safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.